Hello, everyone. Whew. Hello, 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 and welcome. Hope everybody's doing fabulous today and having a great day. And yeah, come on in, have a seat. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's chat about stuff. So, whoa, let's turn the music down. Ooh, hello, my little heart in the mix. I was thinking about you today. I was thinking about you today. Um, Rebecca, there was what was it? It was a device, and it's called the Halo device. And yeah, I came across the guy I follow from the Museum of Tarot, if I could speak. Bleh. And it's a little tiny device that he carries, and it helps um, protect from excess energy when you're going out into places, right? Thank you. Yeah, it did something today. I don't know what my hair did, but it just did its thing. And anyways, this little device, it's a protection, like, it sorta, like, protects and it helps, and if you get sometimes if you're in a real crowded place, static and things like that, so and if get, if it's, like, really way too much energy and stuff, it really helps to deflect the energy, um and it's a device that was used during the Cold War for spies and stuff to help them to protect their energies, or so their energies can be detected and things like that. Totally cool. Anyways, I was thinking about you, and I was listening to that. I thought, oh, Rebecca, yeah, cool. Just saying. So, welcome everybody, and thank you everyone for joining. My name is Mary June Tracy, psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and an astrologer. Yeah, bringing you the shenanigans of the 411s of the cray cray of the world. And we all know it's cray cray. So today at 10:30, we are going to be doing a meditation today, and it's called the Kona Power, and a Kona Power for peace, and that's what it is. There was a It was held at many times with witches or people get together, and it doesn't have to be witches, but even when a gathering of people get together with an intention to raise energy for a positive effect, and that's what we are wanting to do. We want to come together to raise a positive effect, and the intention is to bring peace and allow for peace to come through to the world around us. And the Kona power was actually used quite well a few times and was quite influential, excuse me, um, throughout throughout time. One of the last times, like, it was like really used was in World War II, and there's a Gerald Gardner. Gerald Gardner is sort of the founder of Wicca. He's a man who traveled vastly into many different cultures and collected a lot of traditions, and sort of brought them together to bring forth what and teachings of the modern day Wicca. So he's sort of like the father of the modern day Wicca, and he wanted to do what because he's a Brit, and his passion was for Britain, and he wanted to do a protection. And through his research, he found the cone of power. And the cone of power is when you gather and you have an intention of what you are saying and raising that energy up. Um, and what he did is that he brought together several people within his coven. So there's a coven of witches in the New Forest, and according to legend, on Lammas Eve of August 1st, 1940, Gardner and several other New Forest witches got together near the town of Highcliffe by the sea to cast a spell on Hitler to keep Germany military from invading Britain. The ritual that was performed that night became known as, by the sort of military sounding code named the Operation Cone of Power. Now, there's little information about the actual ritual that was involved, but some people, some historians have sort of pieced it together. And Tom Metcalf of Mental Floss quotes the Wiccan author Philip Heston. Got to get all these names. In a forest clearing surrounded by pines, Heselton wrote in the Witch Father. It's called the Witch Father. They marked out a circle and the stage for their magical efforts in the place of traditional bonfire. And perhaps for fear of being spotted by enemy crafts or local air defense wardens, flashlights or shutter lanterns may have been used. So they didn't light a big bonfire like they would usually, because at that time there was Germany bombing and Britain. So they used used like some form of light. And what they did and what they would have done at that time would have danced around the circle. Now they placed the other thing is that they placed it in the direction of Berlin as a focus of their magical assault. So the energy was based, we're focusing on the energy towards Germany, and they were skyclad. Now, skyclad means that they dressed. They dressed. They didn't dress. There was no dressing in skyclad. You're just butt naked, like like you just came out. And as Wiccans, they began to dance in a spiral pattern, so around a circle. So doing a spiral pattern is like you just well, it's a spiral. You go all the way in, and you come all the way out. And there's a special, if you've ever done a spiral, it's a very powerful dance. And building up a communal estate. So as they're doing this, they're building up their power, and there's usually a mantra that you say. And in Gardner magical workings, it's called the Witchcraft Today, he said witches did cast spells to stop Hitler landing after France fell, and they met and they raised the great cone of power and directed the thought at Hitler's brain. You cannot cross the sea. You cannot cross the sea. So they raised it by saying, you cannot cross the sea. You cannot cross the sea. And not able to come, not able to come. And just as their great grandfather had done to Boney, and their remote forefathers had done in the Spanish Armada, because they raised the cone of power at that time also. Go on, not able to land, not able to land. And I'm saying, and I'm not saying they stopped Hitler. All I say is that with this energy, not one plane actually landed on Britain. Oh, I think one did. One did. But within 6 weeks, Hitler's changed his direction from Britain, and his change of direction was towards the USSR at that time. So Gardner and his fellow magic makers never revealed the location of the ritual. Few authors have tried to find it. Philip Carr-Gomm says in his book, and the book is called The Book of English Magic, that it was most likely in a clearing where the Rufus stones sit, and this is allegedly the place where King William III was fatally wounded with an arrow in 1100 CE. So the energy, when you come together, when you're coming together to form an intention, it's powerful. And my lipstick's all over the place. So that's my intention for today at 10:30 today, Mountain Standard Time, is to, and it's online, to come together to go into a meditation and bring people into a meditation to raise our energies so that we are able to bring forth peace, and bringing forth that peace within the world around us. And that form of peace is one not only for ourselves and our family, but it's for others. So it's not just directed, I just want peace. I want peace for everybody. I want to bring forth where we are able to come into harmony, not be in fear, not be fearful because of what you think, what you believe. This is where we want to come together and really ground the energy in. And we're in a lot of water and earth energy. So there's not a lot of fire and there's not a lot of air energy, except for, well, Chiron in the North Node and the South Node. And, they're not planets. So their energy isn't as strong as what planets are, for the energies. And when we come together, we want to come together to create a positive effect upon the world and look at what that positive effect can bring. And years ago, when I started studying Wicca or witchcraft, as I call it, you can call it Wiccan too, but studying it was really finding that you have a power within you and that the power can be raised whether chanting or singing or other methods, and bringing forth a group, whether in person or online, is allowing yourself to come into the energy, especially when everybody has the same intent. And it is then you can send it out into the universe and direct it towards whatever magical purpose is being worked on. And with everything being escalated at this time in the world, my intent is to really bring forth peace into the world, to bring in continuity and understanding of what others believe, right? And not wanting to chop somebody's head off for it or throw them in the gulag. This is where we want to come and really start to look at bringing in positive energy into the world. Now, the Third Reich, the thing is about the Third Reich, Hitler was using a lot of occult magic at the time also. So there was also this battle, and I kind of find it like when I read the stories about, because he was really into the occult and he was really into, he had his own astrologer, even though he banished astrologers and he jailed astrologers and he jailed psychics and tarot readers and the like, but he had his own, like was in his own entourage. So I feel like it's like he wanted to study that mysticism and that occult philosophy, and that's really the core of a lot of Nazi ideology. And this inner circle um, the Third Reich was a study of the secret, es- you know, esoteric societies. But there was another group, this other group with Gardner was a group of who studied, but wanted to bring not darkness, wanted to bring light. So again, there was like a light and darkness energy of a fight, that was coming in and clashing. And a lot of times when you start sending out so much light, what happens is the darkness will find another way or go in a different direction because it doesn't want to deal with the light. It doesn't want to deal with that because it gets fully exposed for who it is. And this is where we want to bring that light in, even though things are being fully a lot of energies or a lot of evil is being fully exposed, but this is to be exposed to a point where it's like, okay, now let's do something about it. Now let's bring in the peace. Now let's stop the killing. That's where we want to go. So a lot of magical traditions have very deep roots in our human past, and magic was once an essential part of life, and certainly an essential part of political life, because it was a primary purpose was to give human beings power. And when we want to utilize this power, because we have that power all within us, is that we want to really allow ourselves to step into the energy of bringing forth that light. And sometimes it scares us. It scares us because it's hard for us to think that we are that powerful, yet we are that powerful. And a lot of the energy that's coming in is showing us, and especially in Scorpio season, is showing our shadow side. 2024 is going to be a year of the shadow. It's going to be a year of really stepping in and learning what your shadow is, and understanding that through acknowledging your shadow brings you power. Power in order to create change within your life and not stay in that fear. And this is where, when we are looking at, Jupiter in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus, and then we're going to be having a sun opposition with with Saturn, or a sun opposition with Jupiter, and it's coming up tomorrow. This is with the water and with the earth. This is a fabric of reality, and this is where a lot of people can get lost. They can get overwhelmed. It can be very over emotional, and especially when we have, the energies of Neptune that's coming in, and with Venus, and also we can't forget about Pluto, who's the dispositor of Scorpio, that's in Capricorn, taking things serious. This is a time to take things I think this is a time to take things serious in our life and really commit to the commitment that we need to change, and bring forth that committed change within the world around us, and not do things half-assed. And November is going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy, turbulent month, you know, of a lot of, and I keep on getting, and they're saying truth bombs being dropped. So a lot of different bombs, and they're using the word bombs. That's what my guides are saying, being dropped in order to awaken people, so it doesn't get too crazy, right? Um, so this is where we will find a lot of subconscious triggers, and that you can feel very out of control with it. Now, when we come into harnessing the energy, when we come into allowing ourselves to be in that spiritual place, we're able to understand that we don't have to go down to those dark places. We don't have to um, be out of control. And this is where, especially when we are trying to find a way, and we have Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, that means things aren't going to be the way that we would expect them to be. So the change and the energies of bringing this forward are going to come about in the way that they need to come about, for the greater good for all humanity. And sometimes that's going to be very difficult for people to witness and understand right now. But the thing is making assumptions, and how do you and making those assumptions. So it's really watching how you make assumptions on things, and being prepared. This is about being prepared. If you're going on a hike and it's like a 20-kilometer hike, well, you're going to make sure you got water, right? You know, you're wearing the proper shoes. If you're going on the El Camino pilgrimage from France, through Spain, hopefully you've done a little bit of research on it, and that you wearing the proper shoes, and you have things that you need, on that journey as well. So this is about really looking at how you are taking care of oneself, and where you will be witnessing many um losing their sanity over situations, where when you are in a energy that wants to create a positive energy within you and power within you, you really get to look at your spiritual beliefs and start taking care of yourself. You start realizing, in order for me to be a healthy spiritual person, that I need to take care of who I am. I need to take care of my energies. I need to take care of my body. I need to take care of my mind. What am I consuming? What am I absorbing within me? And so that I can make the journey worth doing in that. So that's very important, um, with this energy coming forward. So if you wish to join me in today, please let me know. I am asking for a small donation for this. If you can't donate, that's perfectly okay. But if you can donate, that's absolutely fabulous as well, because it helps me out. The other thing I would just like to say, thank you to everybody who participated in my sale yesterday. Thank you for all of those who joined in meeting with the ancestors. And also, thank you all for all of the beautiful support that you have given me, you know, throughout being the Guru Mama. So thank you for that too. The other thing is on April. Why is April? I know April's something else. On November the 12th, we will be doing the astrology class. So if you're interested in learning the basics of astrology, it's a 1-day class from 10 to 4. Handouts, everything we go through, and we go through the basics of astrology. And so there's that's happening. We also have my birthday. Have my birthday. So anybody's in the Calgary area and you want to come to my birthday, it's nothing special. It's appies and drinks. So I ask for people, bring some appies to share, bring some drinks to share, and come together. And if you wish to come, it's around 7 o'clock at my place. If you wish to partake, let me know and I will send you the address. So yeah, and I will be having more classes coming up. More meditations will be being held as we go through, and different fun things that I want to make for November and going into December. So a couple things, and this really excites me. So on Fridays, on my scope, and I'll be putting this up and doing a little advertising on Friday on my scope, it's going to be $10 readings. So $10 10-minute readings online on my scope, on my live scope. So if you are wanting a reading with me tomorrow, it's $10, or on Friday, it's $10. So $10 readings. Also have, totally forgot the other one. I got so excited about the $10 readings. $10 readings, and they're 10 minutes. Anything more than that, then you'd have to book an appointment and come in and see me. So we have that's coming. Got the astrology class that's coming in. I'm going to be doing more meditations, as I said. Also, just doing a little impromptu classes where we'll be doing intuitive class this month, and it'll be during the week and probably in the evening, doing a little come together. Let's work on your intuition and do some readings of cards and stuff. And if people wish to do something like that, I want to do little evening groups with people just to tap into their intuition. So on that, I have to go because I got some phone calls to get to before I go on to this. Let me know if you're interested in any of the things that I'm doing, and we will send you guys off with so much love. Very short and sweet, and hopefully I can come back later on today, but we'll see how things unveil for me. Bye-bye.